Sophomore season, and listen, I got a taste of college football and I want more of it. Y'all saw how I was about to get going my freshman year there. Well, from training this offseason and getting in some work with Danji, college football was about to be in a world of problems. But let's get into the season. I got a lot to update y'all on. Now, Danji had been getting on me about my route running, and we locked in this summer, and I've gotten a lot better at running my routes and catching. Trying to put that on display right now, gaining 16 yards on the opening drive. Coach saw my improvement when I came back for camp, and I'm being implemented into a lot of those plays, catching another one for 18 yards. 3rd and 5 from the 6. I'm not sure why Iowa State is leaving me open, but it's an easy catch this close to the end zone for a score. We open up for the first touchdown of the game and my first touchdown this season. Even though we're down a score, coach wanted to unleash me on the ground, and I'm more than happy to follow with my blocks, picking up that first. Passing game gets us down to the 1 yard line, and on 2nd and goal, you know I'm walking it in, scoring another one. This time on the ground. This is just the beginning, but we tie the game up. Defense gets a stop for us, and we back in the air with it. I'm catching the ball and making sure we keep them chains moving. 3rd and 12, we need this first down to get some separation. I run the same route this time, making a few guys miss, and we're threatening to score. 5 wide, I deviate from my route. QB throws a quick one, and I'm in the end zone yet again, and Iowa State is starting to understand I was a much different than I was last year. But if they were still doubting my talent, this play on 1st and 10 really drove it home as I attack the left edge, make 2 guys miss, and the rest is a walk in the park. 53-yard tutty, and they can't believe I broke one off like that. We give up a safety, and State starting to think it's sweet again. This time I'm coming off that right edge, spinning off one guy, hand in the chest on the other one, a second one, and they can't touch me, showing off the rest of the way. Big 63-yard run to really let Iowa State know I'm not here to play no games, and I'm on a Heisman hunt. My first game as the beast I know I really am, beating Iowa State by 20. Not only that, but I ran for 276 yards for 6 total touchdowns. That first game performance got me Player of the Week from the Big Ten, as well as nationally. And some NIL deals started to come through, like this one for a gym where all I had to do was take photos of me in the gym working out with a trainer, and that was money in the bank. I think I'm going to like this NIL stuff. But let's get back to the season, and I'm not going to bore you guys with blowouts. We're ranked 14th in the nation, and Florida Atlantic was no issue, stumping them out 51-35. I had a calm 230 yards and 3 touchdowns. But this next game against number 6 Penn State, I couldn't get into the end zone. They had game plan for me, but the passing game was still on point. One notable thing that happened in this game was me surpassing 600 rushing yards, and it was a little crazy considering we were only 3 games into the season. But we would defeat Penn State 25-3, and we had college football wondering if we could keep this win streak going and what team would be the ones to stop us. This game, though, I rushed for 175 yards and had 7 receptions for 45 yards. Penn State thought they had us, and we took their spot. Going up against number 3 Oregon, and we were on the same timing, 5 wide. And I'm going for their neck, speeding past the defense, and I'm running with all my might. One guy tries it and falls short, and I dive into the end zone, 93-yard touchdown, and Oregon is looking lost. No chance I'm slowing down. I need to get on this Heisman list from the 21-yard line. I see the lane so clearly, and I attacked it easy. Rushing touchdown, and Oregon knows it's over, and it's not even halftime yet. Defense got some new recruits, and they're showing off. I'm coming out of the backfield, catching one for about 15 yards. 2nd and 1 from the 7. I check for the blitz, then sneak out of the backfield, right into the end zone, another one. And you know I need my crown, my guy. It gets worse for Oregon on 3rd and 3. We're up 18. I'm getting the ball, hitting the right side, coming around, going downhill. One guy bounces off me, but the other one takes my legs down by midfield. Then from the 31, I'm running a streak. Defense doesn't know who to guard, and the QB lofts a perfect ball, and I'm back in there. We're looking completely unstoppable in this moment, and I know the other teams are worried. We walk out of here with a 25-point victory, and the team is on another level. We're locked in. It was going to take a tough team to beat us, but I went off for 198 yards on the ground with 4 total tutties. We are the number 2 team in the nation, and Michigan State at 1-4 was no issue for us. 45-24, we made light work of them, but my legs were not working this game. Only rushing for 105 yards, 65 in the air with 2 tutties. And this is where fatigue starts to set in for the team, consistently playing at a high level. But I'm bringing the energy today, getting started with a huge run. This marks 1,000 plus rushing yards for the season. Then on 3rd and 6, the play action works to perfection, getting us down to the 8-yard line. From there, coach calling my number again, and I'm carrying me and the defense into the end zone. This is definitely going to get the offense going, and the crowd is buzzing here at home. Bro, I love this shit. Defense gives up a score, and we've been getting the ball up the field easily, but 15 yards out, I'm getting a touch, hitting that left outside lane, and I'm diving into the end zone before I get touched. And bro, the energy in this stadium is through the roof as I score again. Fast forward to the bottom of the third, and the score is somehow tied. Defense hasn't been showing up, but I'm still here. From the 46-yard line, I got one guy still looking for me at the 30, and that's a 54-yard touchdown, letting Minnesota know what they really got themselves into, even though our defense left their game in the locker room. Bottom of the fourth, and it's only a 3-point game, and I'm here to make sure it doesn't end that way. Big guys up front are holding their blocks. I run into a defender and shake him off, regain my footing, and I'm out of there. They can't catch me, and they gotta know by now to give it up. While they give up a 65-yard touchdown to me, I'm making this defensive coordinator look like an idiot. Victory formation is how we end this one, winning by 10, and I give Minnesota's defense 270 yards and 4 touchdowns to take back to the crib. But the fatigue wouldn't stop there. Facing off against Wisconsin, and these guys shouldn't even be close to us, let alone tied in this game. Their defense coordinator came to hoop though, not really letting us break a big drive off. We're literally nickeling and diming our way up the field every drive, and they were finding ways to keep me out of it. But I kept finding ways to get open, even if we were taking small steps down the field. I was focused on keeping the chains moving so we could score. From the 37-yard line, I'm finally breaking one for 10 yards, and this gives me the boost I need. From the 27, it seems as if the defense forgot all about me as I virtually walk into the end zone, breaking this game from its 20-20 score. And that was all it took. We finished the game in victory formation, and I finished with 134 yards rushing and 1 touchdown in the air. Good news for the guys and me. We had a bye week before we came back out here to Cali for a game against USC. And now I have to talk about the news that was about to change everything. I got some time away from the team, from coach, so I could go and visit my dad's lawyer to discuss his option. Let me explain the situation in legal terms. Long story short, Pops and some neighborhood friends got into a fight with another group of neighborhood friends that they didn't agree with. And my dad ended up doing one of the guys real bad. I mean, he's in the ICU and they're waiting to see if he passes away bad, which means that an assault charge could turn into a murder charge. And Pops is going down this time. They want to put my mans to sleep, and the family wasn't going for it. We're here now trying to fight this case because Pops is yelling self-defense, but because of the charges that he is in for, the judge wasn't going for it. As much as I wanted to stay and help fight this case with my Pops, I had to trust the word of the lawyer. Man, this was stressing my mama out, bro. And I hated leaving her alone to deal with all of this. But we got to get back to the rest of the season. I'll let y'all know more when I get more info. This USC game, though, was going to be a breeze. We're ranked number 2 in the country, not really looking to lose our momentum. I'm getting a nice 7-yard gain on second down. And for whatever reason, it's always the lower ranked team that's looking to prove something. And with a 3-point lead, USC was definitely feeling themselves. But to keep it a bean with y'all, the defense was doing their job, keeping me in check. And I wasn't really breaking off any long runs up to this point. On 3rd and 1, I get that little boost that I tend to get, breaking one off up the middle of the field for 13 yards, inching closer to getting our first points on the board. And the play right after that, I got my moment. As the team holds the edge, I'm turning on the speed boost, hurrying to the edge of the end zone, finally putting up our first points late in the first quarter, and now it's time to try and take over this game. Back out on the field early in the second quarter, I'm coming out of the backfield, headed left. My defender can't keep up, and I turn this simple dump down into a 22-yard gain. From the 42-yard line is when I really put on my best Heisman candidate run, hitting the hole quick, making 2 guys miss, punching one in the mouth. The other one just can't get me, and I'm in the end zone. That was a big run that hopefully got the crowd going, and most importantly got my teammates going, because I'm the hometown kid and the crowd was rooting for me too. Unfortunately, the crowd was a little too loud and the defense couldn't get going. It's 17-13, 2nd and 8, I'm coming up with a quick 4-yard gain. 3rd and 14 from the 36. We low-key need a miracle to make sure we stay in the lead in this game. I'm running my route trying to get open. I heard the crowd gasp, and I look up and my guy Ruben is sliding down the field and gets tackled at the 1-yard line. And you know, all I had to do was walk in behind the big dogs for the touchdown right after that. And the unfortunate would take place as we walked off the field. The first string offense would get subbed out, and the defense would stink it up. And somehow, some way, here we are in overtime where we shouldn't be, and I'm pissed. From the 12-yard line, I'm demanding the ball the rest of the way. I'm making the smart reads, making guys miss, game tackled at the 5. You know I want it right back, though. And the O-line can see it in my eyes as they part the sea of defenders, and I'm putting the ball in USC's court to see if they can match us, and they can't. Defense shuts them down completely, and the hometown kid is walking off the field with a win. 249 rushing yards, 4 total touchdowns, and that was a hell of a game. It felt good being home for a little bit, even though it was a bittersweet moment. For whatever reason, we dropped from second ranked to 4th, and it's probably because USC non-ranked ass took us to OT. But we got to keep pushing. On 2nd and 3, the line is really fighting for me as the left side opens wide, and I push through, having to be taken down by multiple defenders. I've really been getting stronger and stronger as the time passes while I'm here in Iowa, and I find myself running through and around defenders consistently. 3rd and inches, and we just need an inch to get closer to taking this lead back. Running behind my blocks, and I get smacked from my blind side, and bro really think he was doing something. So from the 13, I'm running as hard as I can, coming off that right edge, running downhill, wishing someone would step in front of me, diving into the end zone, and we're up in this game late in the 2nd quarter. Back out on the field, and for some reason, defense can't hold water today, and we got to get points up on the board, getting us started with a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 19, I'm not looking to get at all back at once, but I will take a big chunk of it. Left side has a lot of green, picking up 12. Play right after that, I'm looking to go again, but coach wants to pass. I'm open for a quick second. QB zips one to me, and I'm taken down immediately, but not before I move the chains. 2nd and 4, from the 15, the gap opens up, and I take it, punching one guy in the face before I'm taken down at the 6. But the play right after that, the defense wouldn't be so lucky as I bounce to the outside right, cut it back upfield, and sneak into the end zone for my 2nd rushing touchdown. But we're down 4, and we need to score. On 4th and 7, I come up with a drive-saving catch to get them chains moving. From the 22, I get a glimpse of the end zone, and I beeline tunnel vision, carrying like 2 guys on my back before I fall at the 4-yard line. Boy, I thought I had that one. 2nd and goal, though. From the 1, you know it's just that easy to walk right into the end zone, giving us the lead for the moment. Defense really held us down, and the offense worked its way down to the field to the 3-yard line where I marched into the end zone, making this a 10-point game, and Rutgers had to concede. I'm walking out with 269 rushing yards and 4 total touchdowns on the night. But it's bowl season time, everyone's favorite time of the year, where your entire season could be all thrown away if you have one bad game. Although this was only my 2nd season here, I was a starter, and I wasn't ready for the season to be over because honestly, I had a lot to deal with during the offseason back home, and I wasn't prepared mentally for all that yet. Now we have Nebraska for the Big Ten championship game, and they were the only team to beat us in the regular season, and I was here for my get back. The score is already 19-3 though, late in the 2nd, and we're not looking to slow down. From the 9-yard line, I'm going to get my first opportunity to score, and I'm not leaving anything on the table, outrunning my defenders, getting into the end zone. Go ahead and put that crown on my head. I need that. The team was dominating while coach kind of put me in the reserves this game, but when I would get my chances, I took advantage of them, thinking I was going to score here, but I get stopped short at the 1-yard line. On the halfback toss, you know I just walked my way right on in for a tutty, pushing our lead even further. And the guys were in good spirits because we definitely got our get back from the one loss we took this season, and it was made even better due to it being for the Big Ten championship. I had a measly 214 rushing yards for 2 total touchdowns, and folks were really starting to see I'm in business when it came to these games. And you know the guys were ready to party on that plane tonight, as we couldn't do nothing but dance around that trophy during the ceremony. And the party kept going as the phone started ringing, and I was getting invites to get my award. Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week. Had to grab the 2025 Player of the Year award as well, which meant your boy won the Heisman Award. I mean, who else was going to win it? I rushed for almost 2,700 yards and almost 30 tutties. I brought in the Best Running Back of the Year award. I was also named First Team All-Big Ten and First Team All-American. Only thing that was missing was my pops. And although he was never truly there physically for any of my accomplishments, he was always just a drive away. I miss my pops, bro. First round of the playoffs is against Kansas State, Rose Bowl game. We're up 7-3. Offense has been putting in that work, and I'm getting a good go at it from the 6. Thought I was going to run these two over, but they pushed me back from getting into the end zone down at the 1. And of course, my O-line got me. They pushing the D-line into the end zone, and that's my first tutty in this championship run, and the gang is happy for me. They know it's been a long time coming, and I won the Heisman. With everything I've been dealing with mentally, this was much needed, and I had been struggling with the thought of losing my pops while I was here, and it was messing with the way I was playing the game. I wasn't really getting off the ball like I wanted to, but my guys were encouraging me constantly in the huddle, and on 2nd and 7 from the 9-yard line, they make a hole that was too big not to go through, and I score another tutty, and I can't lie, under that helmet I was emotional. Good thing I had the dark visor on, no one could really tell, but this last little push was for my pops, man, just in case you don't get to see me play again. The score is 42-17, and although this game was pretty much over, I was still running for my life, picking up 9 yards on the first down. Then from the 7, I get caught from behind, almost scoring another tutty, but of course, coach would give me another opportunity from the 1, and I'm back in for another one, and we win the Rose Bowl. Moving on to the next round, but in this one, I had 204 rushing yards and 3 total touchdowns. Another trophy and another moment with my guys huddled around that trophy this season. It just meant everything to me. Now, unfortunately for national television, we will be matched up against Nebraska for the 2nd round of the playoffs. And I know ratings were low because we've beat them before for the Big Ten championship. I didn't do so hot, no lie. Only rushed for 154 yards and 4 total touchdowns that I would get once the offense took us down to the 1 or 2 yard line. Either way, a win is a win. Smacking these guys 51-16. And all that meant was we had an easy ticket to the championship game. And I needed to get my mind right because like I said before, all it takes is one bad game and it's over. And I wasn't sure if my pops was going to be here for another season. So I had to lock in. Championship game, and both teams realistically shouldn't be here. Purdue was the last team you think you see here. And Iowa, the way this team has struggled in the past, you wouldn't think it was possible. Yet and still, here we are. And somebody was going to be leaving without that trophy. And I wasn't trying to be that person. No lie, the team had me on their back the entire first quarter, but I'm here now, running the way I should, fighting for a tough 8 yards. From the 38-yard line, I'm bouncing to the right side, cruising, one guy missing, then I get smacked, 11-yard gain though. Play after that, I'm pushing it for another 10 yards, and I can tell the defense is getting frustrated. No worries though, because from the 13, I would finally let them off the field, get into the outside where the team sealed them boys in, and it's a walk into the end zone for my first tutty this game. Defense would not only get a stop, but they would score the ball. And with the 2-minute warning stopping the clock, coach handed me the ball, and I happened to break off a 20-yard run to get the clock moving again. I give coach a look like, let me get this one. So with 45 seconds left in the game, I scored what would be my last touchdown in an Iowa jersey and the final score to win us the national championship game. Who would have thought that the way we came into the season would turn out like this? Not only did we win, we dominated Purdue. And to be fair, we dominated this entire season. I rushed for 227 yards and 2 total touchdowns, and I had to dedicate this season to my pops. Sitting up there holding that trophy with the guys was the greatest feeling in the world. But as great of a feeling as it was back to reality real quick. It was time to try and fight for my pop's life while everyone else got to celebrate and talk about the next season. But you know what? I was built for this. I just didn't know what was coming next.